You ever seen somebody that you be like, they're not even all that, and they just have all the men falling at their feet? You want to know why? Because nothing you say can shape how they feel about themselves. Nothing anyone else says should be able to shape how you feel about yourself, good or bad. So it is up to you to make the changes and shape how you feel about you, because you deserve the life that you want and you have the power to get it. Period.
Red, red wine, red, red wine. Only get better with time. Only get better with time. Red, red wine, red, red wine. Only get better with time. Only get better with time. Only get better with.
Hello and welcome back to Red Wine Girl Time. Today we are going to be talking about self-love and how to get through your glow-up season. I'm going to show you guys some pictures really quickly. This all kind of just evolves around like my glow-up season. My teeth are so much straighter, so now I'm less self-conscious about being on camera and being all up close and in y'all grill. Look at these pearly whites. The pictures that I'm showing you are things that I focus on physically. There's a lot more to an effective glow-up than just what you look like. What you look like ultimately determines how you feel about yourself. And a lot of people don't want to admit that out loud. Like, we don't want to admit it out loud because growing up, it's don't be vain and don't be conceited and don't be this and don't be that. But we're so naturally drawn to beautiful things, and if I don't see myself as a beautiful thing, whatever your version, let me just make that out clear. Whatever your version of the beautiful thing is, if you do not feel that, if you do not embody that for yourself, it definitely changes how you feel about yourself. It changes how you view yourself, and it takes away a lot of the power that you naturally have in this world. Because like when you don't love yourself and when you don't view yourself as this phenomenal being, then you allow other people to treat you like crap. So 2 years ago on my birthday, I had reached a milestone age, and I stepped on a scale and I weighed 96 pounds. So as a woman, especially as a black woman, to weigh 96 pounds was one of the most embarrassing things that I'd ever faced. Like, people make jokes like, oh, you weigh 100 pounds soaking wet, right? And when people say things like that, it's like infuriating. So to step on a scale and to see that I weighed 96 pounds, my feelings were so hurt. I cried because it was the first time that I acknowledged out loud, like, I have never felt sexy in my life. This video is not about how other people may perceive you. This video is not about how what other people may tell you about yourself or what other people see. This is about how you see yourself, because that is the most powerful thing in this world. The most powerful thing that you have is how you see yourself. How you see yourself shapes a lot of how you treat people. It shapes a lot of how people treat you. It shapes a lot of how you think and how you allow life to treat you. So that's what this is about. And so I used to cringe whenever someone be like, damn, like, you sexy, and I'm like, oh my god, no, I am not. Because what was my idea of sexy? Like, I'm a black woman. Like, my idea of sexy is curvy, is brown, is just boisterous, it's presence, it's Olivia Pope, it's Beyonce Knowles, it's Rihanna. Like, those were my ideas of sexy. And so I never felt sexy. And a lot of why I didn't feel sexy had to do with what I looked like. I went through puberty, I didn't really get boobs. I'm virtually, like, in my mind I have the well, before my glow up, in my mind, I was shaped like a 12-year-old boy my entire life. The other thing that I knew was that I didn't like my teeth. So I didn't like to smile a lot. Being on camera was uncomfortable for me. You'll notice that although I've had this YouTube channel forever, I never uploaded videos because I wasn't confident speaking on camera, because the first thing that I look at when I speak on camera is my mouth. So when I stepped on that scale, or when I stepped off that scale, and I saw that I weighed 96 pounds, okay? 96 pounds. That's borderline anorexia, that's borderline, girl, you never eat. Like, it's an embarrassing number. And it's so crazy because like I didn't even when I posted like videos on my Instagram or pictures on my Instagram, I never told people how much I actually weighed and how much weight that I gained. But so I'll have you know that in the 5 months that I focused on gaining weight, I went from 96 pounds to 114 pounds, and now a year later I maintain a healthy weight of 114 pounds to 120. My weight kind of goes up and down. I am refocusing on maintaining that 120 because that is my desired goal. Like, that was the number that I had in mind. All my weight went to my booty. I finally have thighs. My face filled out. That's also a place that I can like really see it. Like, my face filled out, and my boobs got fuller. And so now I can put on a dress and feel confident and feel beautiful. I had got braces through Smile Direct Club, and I worked really hard at clearing my skin using a couple of different, like just research. I cleared my skin, right? Boom. And the most important thing to note is that like none of these changes cost me $1 million. Like, weight gain, teeth, even my braces, like, when I tell you the universe works, like law of attraction, manifestation is a real thing. Like, I told myself that no matter what, I was getting braces. And 2 months into my treatment that I was on a payment plan for, that I was financing, I won a contest and my braces were free. So, girl, like, if you will it, it will come. If you pray on it, if you believe it, if you tell the Lord, if you tell the universe, if you tell God that this is for me, and you just work at it, everything else will fall into place. Honestly speaking, like, when it comes to self-love, people are always trying to tell you to just like love your broken pieces and love on your broken pieces. I think that sometimes, like, it's okay to understand, to work towards understanding your broken pieces. But if it's not working and if it's not good for you, you gotta let it go. And sometimes, like, we are our own worst enemy. Like, you have to believe in the power of losing everything and starting over again. You also have to believe in the power of being so lost that it forces you to find yourself. You also have to believe in the power of picking up the pieces that you like and walking away from the pieces that you don't. Like, when it comes to being broken, and when it comes to being shattered, and when it comes to rebuilding, you, like, when someone breaks you, or even when you break yourself, you do not always have to try to piece back together all those broken pieces. Like, that puzzle, all those little shards, like, nobody has time for all of that. Pick up the pieces that you love, examine the pieces that you hate. I know hate is a strong word, and listen, I'm an open book. I'm okay with acknowledging, like, self-hate is a real thing. And there were a lot of things about myself that I didn't like, but there were also some things about myself that I hated. And in order to grow past that, I had to examine them, I had to understand them, and then I had to make an active choice to let them go. So that's like the stuff that's like on the inside. We women are conditioned to focus on all the things on the inside, and all the emotional turmoil and the heartbreak and the family traumas that make up who we are. And I'm not saying that those things are not important, because Lord knows I can literally ramble on and on and on about the self-discovery that I had to go through, and the emotional breakthroughs that I've experienced in understanding the way that my mind works and what of my past contributes to that. Ultimately speaking, my goal has always been to be a really, really good person. I believe in walking into a room and owning the building but being one with the room. That's what it feels like to be beautiful. You feel like you own the building and yet you are one with the room. You walk with grace, you smile at everyone. No one is a threat to you and you don't come off as a threat to anyone because you are just happy being yourself. So whatever it takes to get there. And a lot of the times we've worked so hard and worked so much on the insides, like with our heart and our emotions, and we also work really, really hard on our mental. And girl, like once you got all that together, because those are everlasting processes, right? Like we can jump in and out of feeling emotionally secure depending on like our friends and our family and the men in our lives or the women in our lives. Like we can jump in and out of that. You can jump in and out of emotional security. You can jump in and out of spiritual security as you continue to find your way through life. You can jump in and out of mental security. Like you may be the smartest person in the room today and one of the weak links tomorrow based on who's more knowledgeable than you. So like those things are not constant. Those things are ever changing, which is why that self-love journey is everlasting. But let me tell you something. Once you feel beautiful, no one and nothing on earth can take that feeling away from you. Once you feel beautiful, once you feel attractive, once you feel feminine, once you feel masculine, because some women desire that feeling of masculinity, and I'm never mad at that. Like I kind of go through that, like I'm a little bit of both. But once you feel your power, there is nothing in this world that you will let take that away from you. I just want you to know that if you do not like something, you have the power to change it, as far as the way that you think, as far as the way that people treat you, as far as the way that you look. If you do not like something about yourself, you hold the power to change it. And if you don't change it, if you do not put in the work, if you do not put in the research, then that is your own fault. And so like, don't complain about it because you have the power to change it. So go ahead and change it. I know that this was probably like a different take on self-love. So again, I'm receptive to feedback and criticism. Like, rate, comment, subscribe. Be sure to subscribe. Red Wine Girl Time is every Thursday at 10. Sometimes I'm a little bit late. I'm sorry. I just get really tedious about the editing process. Yeah. So, oh, and also if you would like to email me your questions, email me your problems. I think every 3 weeks or maybe like once a month, I'll do a video highlighting advice that I would give in response to some of your emails. For the more lengthy ones and the more personal ones, I will always write back. But yeah, remember, I just want to meet you guys where you are and join you on where you're going.